I'm Ed Alexander, business attorney and founder of Alexander Abramson. Welcome back to our video series on partnership and partnership agreements. Today we're going to talk a little bit about dividing equity. There are three methods by which I see people divide equity all the time. The most common method is the equal division among the partners. So if we have two partners, it's 50-50. If we have three partners, it's a third, a third, a third. Another method of dividing equity is what I call the Dictator Method, right? So one of the partners comes to the deal with maybe more money or more the idea of the partnership or the idea of the business for the partnership. And what happens is they take the lion's share, so they get 90% and then they divide a small percentage over the other partners. These two methods don't work for various reasons. First, because if we divide everything equally, the partners rarely, if ever, contribute equally to a partnership. Typically, you will have one or two or a number of partners who put in a lot of effort and some other partners who put in very little effort. The second is in the Dictator Model. What happens is the partners who have the smaller percentages will typically look at that and say, well, I'm not really an owner here. I only own a small little percentage of this. And so they'll fade away and the company will have problems because the partners will continue to leave. It won't be a true partnership. The actual helpful method of dividing equity is to take a look at what are the partners actually contributing to the partnership. And so we look at and we determine if this is a new partnership, we determine what is that on a go-forward basis. If this is an existing partnership, then we structure a method to make sure that the partners who are contributing more are either compensated more for their labor or that there is an equity pool from which they can draw. And so by doing this, what happens is we don't encounter the problem of the partner who claims to have going to been making contributions, but then ultimately doesn't. And so the other performing partners then are forced to drag this partner along. And so you see this in a one-third, one-third, one-third partnership where two of the partners are working very hard, the one partner is not, and then all of the efforts of the two working partners they give up a portion of that to the partner who's not working, and then eventually they become unhappy with the process, and ultimately the business fails. All of what we talk about in partnership agreements is the idea that the business itself should be separate and distinct from the partners, such that if something occurs when it comes to a partner, that it does not negatively impact the business itself or the equity that the partners have built up. And so this is part of that conversation that needs to happen early on. And in some cases, even after the partnership has gone forward, it's a little bit more difficult if the partnership is already moving forward to have this conversation because we have structures in place, whether it be a third, a third, a third, or something else. And sometimes that's a little bit more difficult. But one of the things that's really important to do is to look back, what are the contributions, what are the expectations of contributions, and then what are the partners taking out of the business? If they're getting compensated at fair market value, then their labor doesn't count towards what they're working on in the business. If on the other hand, they're putting in more than their fair market value or getting compensated below fair market value, then that extra contribution or that extra labor counts as a contribution. If you're planning a new business partnership, or if you have an existing partnership and don't have a partnership agreement or haven't reviewed that partnership agreement in a long time, call or email us to set up your partnership design session. We'll walk you through these 21 areas and set up a comprehensive partnership agreement that works for your business and that will enhance its value. Thanks for watching.